The UK has never ceased to amaze us. I'm here bearing great news, guys. Ever since the announcement of the new immigration changes, many migrants, especially international students and others living in the UK, have been left stranded in their thoughts and plans, particularly knowing that to get a skilled worker visa, either after studies or switching from one category of skilled worker visa to the other, you will need to get a job that worth 38,700. The good news is that as an international student on the Tier 4 visa or a graduate on the postgraduate visa route, you do not necessarily need to get a job worth 38,700 to be qualified for the skilled worker visa sponsorship. This means that you can actually get a job that pays less than 38,700 pounds and you will be qualified to apply for the skilled worker visa. This is great news. Please stay glued with me to the end of this video. My name is Fatma Ali. If you're new on my channel, please consider subscribing, like my video, give it a thumbs up, share it massively to everyone that needs it, and leave a comment in the comment section. Diving straight into the video, on the 14th of February 2024, the UK Parliament's House of Commons Libraries published an article regarding the changes to legal immigration rules for families and work visas in 2024, literally about the immigration changes that was announced in December. So this article is mainly answering some frequently asked questions about the new immigration changes. I've got series of videos about this for my channel. You are already aware of some of these questions, okay? You already have answers to them. I'm just going straight onto this question. It says, what about the higher 38,700 salary threshold for the skilled worker visa? Will that apply to people already here on that visa? The answer is no, okay? That is not even the main topic for today. Know that if you are already on the skilled worker visa, you are governed by the pre-reforms. You are governed by the old reforms and not these new reforms, okay? The new reforms only affect new applicants. So if you are a new applicant after the reform start date, you will definitely be affected. Let's just move straight to this particular part that I'm so much interested in, which says that in certain circumstances, people can be paid a little less than the usual minimum salary and still be sponsored for a skilled worker visa. This includes new entrants to the labor market. This was something we're not privy to. Let's dive into who a new entrant is and why a new entrant is exceptional. So here it says that new entrants. This section explains how to access whether a skilled worker applicant is a new entrant, that is the tradable points option E. A new entrant means a new entrant to the labor market. In other words, someone who is near the start of their career, who meets certain criteria. It does not mean an applicant who is making their first skilled worker application or entering the UK for the first time. This is very clear, okay? You can consider an applicant to be a new entrant if they meet one of the options in the table below. So there are 7 options. You don't have to meet all the 7 options. You only need to meet one of the options and you are considered as a new entrant applicant, and you will be sponsored even if your job is less than 38,700. The first option is that applicant is under 26 on the date of application. So your sponsor will definitely check your passport to know that if at the time that you are applying, you are under 26 years old. So that is just one. If you do not meet this option, it's okay. We still have 6 more options to explore. The second one is that applicant is sponsored for a postdoctoral position in one of the following occupations: chemical scientist, biochemical scientist and biochemist, physical scientist, social and humanities scientist, natural and social science professionals. A postdoctoral position is usually 2 or 3 years longer for start, but it can be extended up to 5 years. And this position is usually given to PhD degree holders. You still be qualified for a skilled worker position even if you do not earn up to 38,700. If the certificate of sponsorship or the occupation code does not specify, you will have to inquire from your sponsor to know that if these occupations are actually postdoctoral positions. If you do not meet this, it's fine. The third option says that applicant is working towards a recognized professional qualification in a UK regulated profession. You should request further job details from the sponsor if the sponsor has stated the applicant is working towards a professional qualification and it is unclear whether the job is in a UK regulated profession. If you apply for jobs that are outside the UK regulated profession and are also not exempt from the minimum salary threshold, you will need to definitely meet the minimum salary threshold of 38,700. So let's just look at the list of UK regulated professions, and they are regulated on the UK government websites. Make sure you read this article to know which particular job would definitely be classified as a UK regulated profession for you to be able to apply, knowing that you don't actually have to meet the salary threshold. Education, you can be a college lecturer, a primary school teacher, a youth worker, a youth support worker, etc. Healthcare, that has to do with art therapies, biomedical scientists, chiropodist, clinical dental technician, etc. We also have the legal, that has to do with barristers, chartered legal executives, court lawyers, etc. Okay, we also have professionals in business services. Let's go back to where we were first. And the fourth option is that applicant is working towards full registration or chartered status with the relevant professional body for the job they are sponsored for. The sponsor must confirm who the relevant professional body is, and the applicant is working towards full registration or chartered status. We have already looked at the UK regulated profession working towards a full registration. For example, you are working towards your teaching registration, social service registration, or your pharmacist registration before you apply for the job, but it has to be UK regulated. And for the chartered status, let's say for example I'm currently working towards my ACCA registration, I'm already on it, okay, and I apply for a job, let's say an accountant job that is a requirement. If they are able to prove that I'm already working towards my chartered status, they can employ me and sponsor me even if the job pays below 38,700. I hope that is clear. The fifth point is that applicant is switching from tier 1 graduate entrepreneur visa. Your sponsor must check your immigration history to be sure that you are actually switching from the tier 1 graduate entrepreneur visa to skilled worker visa. So if you are already here on the tier 1 graduate entrepreneur visa, you can switch on to any skilled worker visa below the salary threshold. Number 6, which is the most relevant, applicants' most recent permission other than as a visitor was under tier 4 general or the student route. Guys, the permission must either be current or have expired less than 2 years before the date of application. In that permission or previous permission, the applicant must have been sponsored to study one of the following courses, not any other qualification of an equivalent level. You must have been studying, or you must have studied a UK bachelor's degree, a UK master's degree, a UK PhD, or other doctoral qualification, a postgraduate certificate in education, or a professional graduate diploma of education. The applicant must have completed or be applying no more than 3 months before they are expected to complete the course. An exception applies to PhDs and other doctoral qualifications where the applicant must have completed at least 12 months study in the UK towards the qualification. Guys, by virtue of being a student on the tier 4 general visa, you are qualified to get a skilled job that pays below the minimum salary threshold, which is the 38,700, and still be considered for the skilled worker visa sponsorship. Okay, you just have to make sure that your tier 4 visa is not expired 2 years before you are applying for the skilled worker job. And you have to also make sure that you are applying for the skilled worker job when you finish your program of studies, or you have 3 months to finish your program of studies, but knowing that you can only start the skilled worker job when you actually finish your program of study. So guys, students are exempt from these 38,700. You are exempt. So this is what the sponsor will probably be looking out for: confirmation from the applicant or their sponsor. The applicant has completed, or the date they are expected to complete their course, or they have completed at least 2 months study in the UK towards a PhD or a doctoral qualification. Okay, so this is definitely what your sponsor will be looking out for. The number 7 one is still one of the most relevant. Applicants' most recent permission, other than as a visitor, was under the graduate route visa. Hey! This is now making sense. Yes, that is making sense. So the permission must either be current or have expired less than 2 years before the date of application. So if you are already on the postgraduate visa route, you are automatically qualified to get a skilled worker visa that pays less than 38,700 pounds. It is important to know that with a new entrant, it is only for 4 years. It's a 4-year time limit. So applicants can be new entrants for a maximum of 4 years. The 4 years include time spent in any tier 2 route, the graduate route, or as a skilled worker, whether or not that permission was for a continuous period. If you were already on a graduate route visa, graduate route visa is also a type of a tier 2 visa, then the period when you were on a graduate route visa will be counted towards the 4-year route. Or if you were on any type of skilled worker visa at all, that would definitely be counted towards this 4-year route for the new entrant. If you are being sponsored for a skilled worker visa because you are a new entrant, you have to make things clear with your sponsor. So if you have 2 years left within this 4-year time limit, then your sponsorship will definitely be 2 years, and after that 2 years, the renewal will not be on the new entrance requirement. Let's say you have 4 years and your sponsor gave you 5 years. After the 4 years, you have to get in touch with your manager or your sponsor to change the terms of your sponsorship so it can go outside of the new entrance requirement. Okay, I'm going to leave this article in the description for any of you who is interested to go and have a read. Okay, if you do not understand anything, feel free to put it in the comment section. You will definitely not miss out if you put something in the comment section. My name again is Fatma Ali. Thank you for sticking with me to the end of the video. If you find this video helpful, do not forget to give it a thumbs up, subscribe to my channel, and share it to those that it will help. This is great news, guys. I will see you in my next video. For now, bye.